All right. Coming up, off another, disappointing home loss to a good football team. I'll say that they did a nice job. They played hard. Were hungry, and just coming off that ball game. And for as many little things we had go wrong, however you want to call it, for all the penalties we had offensively, I think we had 3 on defense and way too many on offense. I at least count them on defense. 2 of them were just, that guy lining up off sides, barely. Just with everything, that was done in that game, to maybe lose the game and shoot ourselves in the foot. At the end of the game, we had a chance to win the football game, but we didn't pull it out. In the past, we found ways of getting that done. We didn't get it done Saturday. Your luck starts to run out a little bit, and for whatever reason, we know there's reasons out there. So, we closed that last night. We're heading on to Clemson. Maybe the best football team we played this year. I should say maybe. They are. They're 315 across the line on the defensive line. They got some big dudes. They're athletic. Bunch of first rounders on defense and offense. I think their offensive line is probably the best offensive line I've seen this year without a question. Matter of fact, someone asked me last week, one of your reporters, who was the best offensive line. I gave it to him, and I meant to text him. I forget who it was, EJ. About what the best offensive line was. I gave him 2, but if I had his number, if I remember who the heck it was, I'd give him back, call back and say, this is it. These guys are big, fast, physical. Our D tackles better hang in there because these dudes are going to double team you and try to hang you on the goalpost up front. Their tailback, Phil Maffa, is, he plays 90% of the time. He's 230 pounds. Very similar to the tailback of North Carolina. He's athletic, he's physical, and they like to run the ball. And obviously, Cade, their quarterback, is really good too. So, they're winning for a reason, and we got a really good football team that we've got to be well prepared for coming in this weekend.
With your offense, you've reshuffled the offensive line. You've seen both quarterbacks, by choice or by not. You've seen both quarterbacks. You've got receivers. You've done a lot of things sort of personnel-wise. What is sort of still on the table for you for adjustments and changes to try and improve it going forward?
We're going to find out if you can play wide out this week, maybe.
I bet he could.
You think he could?
These hands.
Hey, that's what you do in college football. You can't go get a free agent. You deal with what you have to deal with, and you try to juggle and try to put the best 11 players on the field offensively and defensively and special teams. But you move around, you try to get the best fit. We'll try to get the best 11 players on the field next week. That's our job. It's not easy sometimes. But the first thing we had to do is make sure we don't shoot ourselves in the foot offensively. That's what it comes down to. We had way too many first and 15s, second and 15s, and you talk about. I think someone mentioned it maybe the last couple weeks. Third down. It's hard to convert third and longs. Period. I don't care who you are. When you talk about a third down conversion. Okay, go back and look and see where we are, third short, third medium, third long, probably a better indication. EJ and his gang, they don't break that down on game day. But third line long, if you're in a bunch of third longs, and when you start off first and 15, you got to get 15 to get a first down. You make it hard on the quarterback, you make it hard on everybody. And you make it hard on the O-line because people are thinking, obviously, you're going to have to pass a little bit. So, we got to make sure that we only need 10 yards every first time we touch the ball.
Pat, how do you get through to your players to have that focus? Like, what do you use to?
We haven't done that all year, so it's attention to detail. It's focus. Was there a reason? I don't know how you couldn't be focused. Did we think we were way better than them? Something I have no idea. I can't imagine after coming off a loss at SMU that you not be locked in and focused. Okay, but it's got to be there, and that's our coach's job. That's my job to make sure they're focused on. I'll blame it on me.
You made some big adjustments to the offensive line. Were you happy with it? Is you going to stay the way it is?
I don't know, Jerry. I guess, are we going to stay with it? We'll figure that out. Was I happy with it? Some things I was happy, sometimes I wasn't. We certainly got to do a better job, and I think you get better by reps. And, you look at Isaiah Montgomery, his first start. We saw Terrence Enos, his first start looked like at Notre Dame, a year ago. When you look at just guys playing in their first ball game and getting their feet wet, so you knew it wasn't going to be a perfect day. you know, he did some good things. I mean, I think one of the 1 sacks he gave up, we had a chip, and you know, Gavin comes down and clips the guy, and the guy gets a sack. We just, you know, it's like you're thinking you're trying to help him. We, you know, maybe we hurt him, but he was getting chip help there. But you know, overall, there were some good things. But I think there's growing pains whenever you make that move. You know, you know, part of the thought process was, you know, taking Ryan Baer, are we moving from right to left? Are we hurting Ryan Baer? You know, so you know, there's all those like, okay, now the right tackle's broken and the left tackle broke. So those are all conversations you have, and you're just again trying to put the best 11 guys on the field at one time. Which nobody would get hurt. That would make it a lot easier.
You talked in the past about how Eli learns every week. What are the lessons that you wanted him to take away from this game?
You know, I thought he made some really good decisions. You know, Coach Bell thought he made. You know, I think you guys talked to Coach Bell later in the week here, but Eli made some good decisions. Just didn't throw the ball as well as we wanted to. You know, wasn't very accurate. A couple times over the middle, wasn't as accurate as he's been. But as far as his decision making and putting the ball where it was supposed to go, he did that more often than not.
And how have you seen Nate react over the course of the year to not being starter? What has he worked on? How has he improved if he gets that, you know, next opportunity?
You know, Nate, you know, we've had a lot of confidence in Nate. You know, obviously, you know, he doesn't get the reps. So anytime you get put in that position at the end of the game, you feel bad for him because he doesn't get the reps, and I don't think that's a fair, you know, exam on who Nate Yarnell is. And I think, you know, if he's ever to get a start again, I think, you know, if he was able to get starting reps, that you'd see a different guy. But he's done a great job hanging in there. You know, obviously, you know, there's 2, you know, picks in the second half we're not happy with. And, you know, I mean, talk about, you know, Eli in the first half, you know, up until the point where, you know, he gets hurt, though, you know, we're moving the ball and he's, he's protecting the ball. And, you know, so, you give that to Eli, and that's kind of why he won that starting job, is protecting the ball and keeping it from the other team. So, so he's made, you know, when you think about that, he's done a nice job as far as, you know, for the most part, of not taking chances and being smart with football.
I'm sorry, do you anticipate Eli playing Saturday? It's not an
I
injury
have no
question.
control
I'm
of
just-
these guys, I'm sorry.
I
could be asking
anticipate
about
everybody
performance.
playing Saturday, except Branson Taylor. So, we won't see Branson.
Should I listen to your show Wednesday night?
Depends on what Chris Hanks tells me. You know, our doctors make all those decisions. I wish I could tell you. I don't even go down to the training room, you know, to see. You know, like I stay out in the training room. It's not my job. My job is to coach football, let our trainers and the best medical care in the country take care of, you know, if you can sneak down the training, you might find out. Well, go see Hanks. You got to build a relationship with Hanks.
There's a thought.
Pat, and this is sort of a big picture question. When you look at the ACC, you guys don't have anybody inside the top 10 as a league. Part of that's because you're beating each other, right? I mean, it's a good league. Do you worry that the preseason perception was, look at the Big Ten and the SEC, they've got all this, and if you look at the rankings, they're near the top. Is you worry that the ACC, the parity has almost been a bad thing for the league?
I think this, and I'll say it again, that the ACC from top to bottom is the best conference out there. I really believe that. And I think every weekend anybody can beat anybody. Man, Virginia football team was a good team. They got the whole entire offensive line back. You know, they were down 3 guys. You know, they weren't out for the year. So those were all. You know, I think the ACC is top to bottom is really good. And yeah, it hurts when you're beating each other up. No question about it.
Do you feel like you guys the league is being dinged a little bit more for losses as opposed to maybe what you see other conference?
Probably, and I don't go evaluate it, but the disrespect is their preseason. I'm sure it's their midseason.
With the quarterback, you say Eli's making good decisions. He's been hit quite a bit at this point. Do you see any change in his demeanor in terms of like maybe first read's not there, I'm just going to try to make a play with my legs as opposed to making progressions?
Sometimes, I mean, I think he's going through. You can watch his eyes and what he's doing there. And again, he's been under pressure. We've seen that. So, I think that's obvious. But obviously, when he got dinged up, it was on a run, and he's trying to slide, and it's a targeting. You wish you'd just dive and go get it, and just get. Sometimes everybody thinks that sliding is the best thing to do. Sometimes, you're taking unnecessary hits if you just freaking go. And at times, and then he's slowing down, which makes it even harder, I think. So.
What have you seen from Clemson? What makes them a different team than you've seen in the past?
Well, what makes them different? I don't know if it's been much different. They've been talented since I've been here, right? I mean, this is going to be our 5th time playing them. We played them 4 previous times already. once in a championship game, they're talented. I mean, nothing's different. You know, they got a bunch of 4- and 5-star players. They got the best of the best, and they've had the best for a long, long time. They've been the measuring stick as far as ACC football for many years, and Dabo does a great job.
I think Rodney Hammond's played 4 games this season, didn't play on Saturday. Is there consideration for him taking a red shirt, coming back another year?
Yeah, there is. There's you know, certainly, like, you know, we had planned that, you know, as far as just making sure we didn't waste a year, you know, so we'll see how the whole thing goes. But we're not just gonna put him in there just to put him in there.
Pat, did you hear from the ACC about that? You said after the game, we'll hear from the ACC Monday or Tuesday about that, that call.
I have heard, and again, you guys know, I'm not gonna talk about officiating. You know, I'm gonna be smart, and I'm not gonna say a word, but you guys all watch tape. That's probably all I need to watch.
How would you, was the explanation to your satisfaction?
You watch the videotape, that's all that needs to be said. I'm not allowed to say anything about what I heard or said or, you know, was told, you know, not happening.
At its senior day, what has this group meant to you, that the ones that have been through, you know, a lot of different experiences here?
Yeah, I forgot about that. Jeff, I'm glad you brought that up. You know, senior day every year, you know, matters. I talked to our team last night just about, you know, playing for our seniors again, you know, going out there, you know, all those seniors, all these guys that sit in the front row, you know, love each and every one of them. I don't care if they've been here just for 6 months, 3 months. I mean, you build a relationship with these guys every day, see them every morning, good morning, every morning. You know, the relationship we got with our players is primary. And, you know, want to see them all go out on top, number one. We'll have a nice senior evening Friday night before the game, and have all the parents in there. So it's a special night, it's a special day. So I can't say enough about these seniors and their leadership, and we just need to finish the season strong, need their leadership.
How was the demeanor of the guys last night?
Like normal. Like when you tell your wife you're gonna be home for dinner, Jerry, she gets mad at you because you're like 2 hours late. I know you do that all the time.
He's way beyond that.
Huh?
He's way beyond that.
So she doesn't care about you anymore. No, you know, obviously they're down. You know, just like they were the week before. No different. Same as they were the week. Nobody likes to take one in the chin, take a loss, and they're down, and they should be. But they were great walking out of here last night. That's the most important thing.
I remember you saying after the Cincinnati game, when they got down, there was this confidence on the sideline. The guys just knew they were going to win. Now, after the way the last 2 games have gone, and really even Syracuse and Cal a little bit, with the way the offense is played, are you concerned about some of the confidence waning? Are you seeing some of the confidence?
No, I'm not concerned about the confidence. There was confidence there in the fourth quarter. I mean, you know, Nate Yarborough walked by me and said, "Don't worry, Coach, we're going to win the game." It's like, I mean, there's confidence, there's swag on the sideline. I mean, I think that's probably what makes it more disappointing is, like, you know, defense gets a stop, and we're going to, you know, everybody's like, we're going to go down and score. Okay, and then we throw a pick, and then defense goes out there. We give up a first down. We have a little execution issue on defense. That wasn't, you know, should have got, you know, we had 2 first downs there. We should have got the ball back again, which again is what we call a 4-minute drill, and we can't have, you know, 1 of 11 not doing their job. But it wasn't a real, real good play there. But but I believe our kids have confidence. I think they thought they were going to pull it out, and I think that's when you're in the last 2 minutes and 6 seconds, and you go, okay, here it is. Here we go again. That the kids had confidence without a question. That's what crushes you. That's what's like it's that, you didn't get it done. So that hurts. You take back the SMU. Our kids didn't quit in that game, but that was going to be a tough comeback. That wasn't what this weekend was.
Are they still? Is Clemson still sort of do you still consider them sort of the gold standard for the conference?
I do, because of the consistency over a period of time. I mean, Florida State can go, win one. Pitt can go win one. We've been there, twice in the last 9 years. A lot of people haven't been there that many times, and I think I said back in the summer, 3 teams, Florida State, Clemson, and Pitt, have won it in the last 13 years, 14 years. But when you think about Clemson, I mean, like, they've done it over and over. They might have a bad year here or there, but historically, Dabo's done the best job, and that's plain and simple. I mean, the numbers will tell you that.
Does that get the attention of the kids in your room? I mean, look, I know I'm not saying you don't have respect for every opponent. obviously you do, but some names stand out more than others.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, if last week didn't get their motor going, I sure hope, everybody has the ambitions of playing in the National Football League. Like, you wanna go, we'll see what you got against Clemson. Let's see you play your best game here. If you weren't focused for Virginia, which I still, can't imagine you weren't, and I'm not saying anybody was, not focused, but if they didn't get your focus, I would imagine Clemson will get your focus when you put the tape on.
Anything additional? Anyone? Coach, thank you very much.